makes a man? What makes a man? Heard that in a movie somewhere. For some musicians, it's an audience, a stage, or nights out on the road, or even band practice with friends. For other people, it's just writing a song. On this episode of The Deck, you're going to meet a musician who you're more likely to find in the audience than on the stage. Let's meet today's artist, Jasen G.
I'm there, They would use elements from some of the buildings that they took down on this site for the new building in a different way. So like a really old factory, they might take the bricks and put them down on the ground and use it as a paver so that you could walk on it. It kind of reuses that material instead of it going to the landfill. Then this curve right here is allows natural light into all these people that work on these floors inside here. I do a lot of our technology stuff too, so they want to keep all the junky like computers that are taken apart and everything like in the back of the office. So like, I'm stuck back here, but I like it. I get all my tools and places to work at and everything all organized back here. So it's kind of half architecture, half technology. So. If you look on here, like somebody took an X-Acto knife and like proportionally scaled out the blocks on the side of that just to like make the grout lines for
That's awesome.
They find a lot of materials used, like this is sandpaper on the top to represent the roof, the texture of the roof, and then they've carved out all these tiny little people and trees and all the window mullions, scored the louvers inside of the windows. That's something that lets light in, but you don't necessarily see through it. It can block light when it's not advantageous and then let it in whenever it is. Like, so depending on what side of the building it's on, it'll help you out with heat gain.
Stuff. This is what it'd be like to be a giant.
Yes, exactly. Use like the kind of,
This is so cool.
the contextual stuff. They usually do this like kind of blank white stuff so you can see that it kind of makes the other one stand out.
Yeah.
Those like little balconies and everything is the engineering.
Man, that's crazy because next time I go up there, I don't go up there very often, but when I do, I'll see this building.
Yeah,
and
you will recognize it. Yeah. I mean, there's certain movies where they like build stuff like this, like entire sets and like film, like.
I mean, how long did this model take to build?
You know what? I don't know, but just guessing.
Yeah, I'm just ballpark.
I bet that's like 120 hours, something like that.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, I thought you were gonna say like well more than that.
I'm Jasen Goikweche. I'm 40 years old and I'm an architect.
Also, the break room.
These kind of open. Okay.
All right, Jasen, welcome to the deck. How do you feel? Are you ready? Are you excited?
I am excited.
What we have here are 10 cards that will guide you through the instrumentation of the song. 10 for lyrics, 10 for arrangement. If you throw one back, what you turn over in its place, you're stuck with.
Okay.
You can draw 9 cards and return 9 cards, but you get to do that once.
Okay.
Yeah. Where do you want to start?
Alright, how about with instrumentation? Let's try. This purple one's calling out to me.
That's usually a bad idea.
Alright, use a harmonica.
Is that something you know how to do?
Yeah, I can do that.
All right, so that's not that doesn't seem too impossible as a start.
All right, let's see. How about let's try this one here. All right, major chords in verses. Okay.
Happy song with the harmonica.
So far, so good.
Yeah.
Alright, let me check this out. Let's see. Use a steel guitar. Never done that before, so that would definitely be challenging. Plus, I don't have one, so.
I do. There you go.
Awesome. Okay.
I don't know how to play it, but I have one for some reason.
All right. Let's see. One from this category. All right. Sex must be referred to in the lyrics.
And you feel good about that one?
Yeah,
Comfortable with that
that's
one?
pretty. Yeah. Let's see. Let's try another
Arrangement.
arrangement. Make it reggae style. That's interesting.
With a steel guitar and a
And a
harmonica.
harmonica. Okay.
A sexy, happy reggae song.
I've never
So
heard
you
that
see
song
now
before.
why we give you an opportunity to return a couple of these if there's something that's you don't feel comfortable with. As this comes together, it could get it could play out perfectly for you, or it could turn into a complete
Really
nightmare.
strange. Okay, let's do one more on arrangement and see what happens to me here. Wow, okay. A sample of a voice from history must be used in the song. That's cool. I like that one.
Ask not.
Exactly. Yes.
I would have said the rest of the quote, but that's all I can remember.
Yes.
I would have said the rest of the quote, but that's all I can remember. What living color used,
Living color, yeah.
cult of person. Ask not what your country can do for you.
That's right. The cult of person. Yeah. That guitar part's pretty cool. So,
All right, so
I need something else. Let's see. Sing about dressing up, going out on the town. A reggae song, happy, using harmonica with major. Okay.
or you could be going out on the town for sex.
All right, one more from the lyrics here. Sing about colors, okay? Wow, okay. Pick up on it like that. It's got to be.
We're gonna call you out
All right.
as the guy who didn't mention sex enough.
Use a self-made instrument. Okay. I like that one too. So now I need to make a decision about make it reggae song. Okay. Yeah, I think so. I'm gonna give you this one back. This one back.
Alright. So no colors, no dressing up, and no reggae. The steel guitar, the self-made instrument, and the harmonica. You think
Yes.
you think you can incorporate
Yes,
those?
all of those and the sample this history. I'm gonna keep that one then and just try these three. That's interesting. Okay. The song should include a metaphor about a house. Okay. This one's nice and crisp. Make a Star Wars reference in that song. I should have done the reggae. I know that wasn't lyrics, so that was style. That wouldn't help me. Okay. I'm going for this one here. Hi-hats hit on the end. Okay.
So now at this point, you're not totally stuck yet. You still have 6 cards that you could replace now that these have changed. So if you want it, but again, whatever you draw to replace it, it's a keeper.
Okay.
But here's the song about Luke Skywalker's house and the the girl he wanted to have sex with.
But a famous person from history.
James Earl
stole her
Jones.
away. Oh, there you go. Man, I'm gonna stay with these. I'm gonna give this a shot and see what happens.
It's an interesting board. But I mean, you sound like you have your head wrapped around it.
Yeah. I can do this.
All right. Let's start right.
Let's hear how Jason G's song turned out.
I'm just wanting to get it to be able to ring out the way I want it. notes to it, and my parents had all this wood, this cedar that was down in their yard, and they cut firewood every year. That's how they heat their house throughout the year, so there's always tons of nice wood around there and stuff. And then my mom had an old set of wind chimes that had been sitting like in a box for my dad to fix forever, and it never happened, so I just stole them and nailed them up there. So I just kind of cut it up and built a frame, and then took one of those attachments for a drill that you use to drill the hole of the door, you know, and started making a recess to put these bottles in. I was figuring I could like tune these to whatever notes, because I didn't know what the song would be in or anything, and the pipes I could cut to whatever length I needed to make notes for the song, so it'd be kind of able to be adjusted as I go. And so I'd be able to get some different sounds out of it by either, you know, hitting the wood in different places. Like this is kind of a dead log, so it's kind of more muted, but then, and then I've been playing around with it. If you kind of tilt it, then it rings out longer, and you get, so I don't know, I'm still kind of figuring out all the sounds, but I like it. It's funny, I've been trying to like develop things on all the different fronts a little bit, instead of just like taking the guitar part all the way and then trying to fit everything in, because I know in the past whenever I try and do that, it always ends up being at the expense of, you know, either the lyrics or, you know, something else. And so I'm trying to like keep all these balls in the air, and then just kind of wait until I see a couple that go together, and then kind of solidify and mark those out, and then do it a little bit at a time. But since the guitar is always my main instrument, it's been pretty much driving like the ideas as far as the music for sure. And so I came up with a couple of different progressions that were both completely different, and then based on some of the other things that I was liking, like the instrument and dealing with the lyric challenges, then it started making sense to settle on one over the other. So I don't know if the second part is a bridge, or if will be the chorus yet, but so I kind of started out with that, and then tuned the instrument to that, and I bought a harmonica that sounded all right with that. This is kind of funny too, like I can't record or practice the harmonica part at all, because like none of the noises I make around here, they're all fine, but as soon as I pick up the harmonica, like if I play like the music, like the dogs don't mind nothing at all. Whatever and then with the first verse, I was already trying to solve some of the problems with the lyrics. So like, the first line is the sex thing. I enter your temple and feel your walls around me. That kind of deals with that. That's also almost solves the metaphor of a house thing at the same time. Like, I'm not sure, but I may touch on that again. But then the second line knocks out the Star Wars thing. Put down your weapon, you will not need it. That's whenever Yoda's getting ready to go into the swamp and deal with, and Yoda tells him, you know, he's not going to need his weapon. It's just a capo that I'm putting on the second fret, and that basically changes the nut to a higher value, so you can play open chords still, and that you know probably really familiar with, and get a different, you know, higher sound out of it. So it's pretty handy for also whenever you have a very limited voice range like me. It helps out too, like finding where you can sing it. Metaphoric, like I guess building a house is also like, you know, building a home, like a secure kind of, you know, life for your kids and stuff, that works. Yeah, she's kind of the temple that everybody's like assembling in, and like, you know, so this is all gonna, I think, fit together. Like, I think it's gonna be definitely doable. So, and then the very last thing is gonna be that sample voice that, who knows though, maybe it'll end up being like really cool. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of thing I need to start like doing some research about some of the ideas in the song, and then trying to find quotes of, you know, people in history that have talked about things that relate to them or whatever. That's kind of fun though, doing research about, you know.
Let's see how Jasen G is rolling along in the studio.
And then that'll just be musical for the bridge. And gets louder. Then just comes back for one chorus. And out. Okay, I think I got it. Just edited a bunch of things and made everything flow better, and it's easier to sing. The words and the guitar, I think, are going together a lot better. So I think we got it to a place now where I can practice it and kind of polish it up. And I had too many syllables. So this makes me feel better, man. I was a little worried about some of that stuff, so this is good. Now I just gotta practice more. I've got yet another harmonica that I don't really know how to play that well, but hopefully this one will be in a key that may go along with the song, because I found a little chart that showed if you're in the key of B that to buy one in E, so I have this now, and we'll just have to see what happens. I feel like Bob Dylan already. Listening to footsteps of shoes that we put feet in is perfect. My baby suspects the sky may. Well, this is kind of a typical Saturday for me, coming out to watch the kids play soccer. This time it's my daughter, Fiona. She's 8 years old. She plays on a team called the Purple Cheetahs, and they're playing a really hard team today, so it's a good game. They called that, and there you go.
Good, Fiona.
Go.
Get it.
Stay with it, Fiona. Yeah.
Good job.
Good job. Nice shot. That's a tough game. This team's good. Loud and stuff, and some of the parents started getting involved, and it was like this going up in the air.
Have you ever seen parents get into a good fight or anything?
Not like an actual physical thing, but I've seen it get threatened, but that's all as far as it ever goes, you know, like you have to be pretty much willing to, like, you know, go to jail if you really want to take it that extra mile. Oh yeah, it's crazy. I've definitely seen some threatening going on, but nothing's actually broke out. There's a little part of me though that wants to see that. Like, yeah, go, yeah, beautiful shot. That was a nice kick.
What do you think of the song?
Well, I really liked the finished song a lot. I was a little worried a couple of times along the way, because I could see he was getting frustrated. He had a lot of beginnings that he worked through on the guitar, and I thought they all sounded great, but he didn't. So I would listen to the beginning parts, and I would always say, "No, that sounds wonderful," and he was just frustrated. So it was a long process of him finding something that he liked for that song. He got a home recording studio so he could work at home some. And he has harmonicas, but he had to have a special one, apparently, in a certain, key or tune or something. So he got that. And then I came home one day and I saw a beautiful new guitar case, so I knew what had happened that day.
I do dimly perceive that whilst everything around me is ever changing, ever dying, there is underlying all that change a living power that is changeless, that holds all together, that creates, dissolves, and recreates.
Enter your temple, feel your walls around me. Put down your weapon, you will not need it. There we assemble and fill your halls with family, listening to footsteps of shoes that we put feet in. It's perfect, we protect it from all the usual suspects. The sky may fall when I'm with you. You'll save us all, it's what you do. Enter the doorway and slide in bed between us, killing the silence that night time was defending. It's not a school day, and so begins the chorus. Total alliance when funds fade is depending. It's perfect, we protect from all the usual suspects. The sky may fall when I'm with you. You save us all, it's what you do. Don't forget.
Tune in next month for another episode of The Deck.